In this clip, we'll be examining Brentley's free throw shooting form. Alright, let's take a little stop here and take a look at Brentley's free throw routine. So basically, his shooting foot is slightly outside the mark, as you can see. He also has a balanced stance. His non-shooting hand is under the ball, with his shooting hand facing the basket with his thumb relaxed. Also notice how the ball is between his ear and shoulder, and his shoulders are also relaxed. As you can see, it's also concentrating on the target just above the rim. Alright, now go ahead and shoot the ball, Brent. Alright, good shooting, Brent. Now let's take a look at it from another angle. Alright, let's see him shoot it one more time, but this time notice how he extends his legs, back, and shoulders, and also extends his elbow. He flexes his wrist and fingers forward, while also releasing the ball off his index finger. He keeps balance on his hand until the ball is released, and shoots with confidence and rhythm. Last, he follows through with his arm extended, his index finger pointing to the target, and arm up until the ball goes through the net. Alright, now go ahead and shoot the ball, Brent. Alright, now let's take a look at his final shot in slow motion. Alright, so he got his balanced stance going on. Elbows tucked in, relaxed shoulders. Bends down, and as he releases the ball, he extends his legs, back, shoulders, and elbow with his wrists and fingers pointing forward. And there you go, Brentley's final shot. So in this clip, we'll be examining Ricky Anderson's free throw shot.
Okay, go.
Alright, let's pause here and take a look at Ricky's free throw shooting stance. As you can see, his shooting foot is slightly outside the mark, and he has a balanced stance going on. His non-shooting hand is under the ball, with his shooting hand facing the basket with the thumb relaxed. His elbows are also tucked in, and he is focusing on the target just above the rim. Notice how every time Ricky shoots the ball, his free throw stance and routine never changes.
Okay, that was filtered.
So here we take a look at Ricky's shot from a different angle. Nice shot, Ricky. Now let's take a look at his shot in slow motion. So notice how Ricky keeps his balanced stance, focuses on the target right above the rim. He keeps balance on the ball until release, and follows through with an arm extended, index finger pointing towards the target, and arm up until the ball goes through the net. Alright, now let's take a look at Ricky's final shot.
Okay.
Now we will be examining Steve Nash's free throw shot. Steve Nash is an NBA professional player and is one of the top leading free throw shooters. Alright, let's stop here and take a look at Steve Nash's free throw shooting stance. As you can see, it's a little different from Ricky's and Brent's. He has a balanced stance, however his position is more square. He holds the ball by his hip area instead of between his shoulders and ear. He keeps concentrating on the basket, just like how Ricky and Brent did. Alright, as you can also see, his shoulders are also relaxed along with his elbows bent and tucked in. Now let's take a look at his shot. Alright, that was a nice shot. Now let's take a look at his shot one more time in slow motion. So we have Steve Nash keeping his balanced stance, bends down, bends his knees, extends his elbows and arms, flicks his wrist through the basket, keeps pointing towards the basket until the ball goes in, and finally releases his arms down as the ball is released through the net. Next we'll be looking at Camila Jackson, an astounding player on the UH basketball team.
Win the game. Can she do it? This is what storybooks are all about.
Alright, let's take a look at Camila's stance. As you can see, she has her shooting foot right outside the mark. She has more of a staggered balance stance. Her knees are bent slightly. Her elbows are tucked in. She has the ball located right between her shoulders and ear, and is looking right above the basket. Now let's view it on slow motion. So here we have Camila doing the same routine. Steps forward, approaches the line with her shooting foot outside of the mark. Gets her staggered balance stance ready, knees bent slightly. Looks at the basket right above the rim. Ball between her ear and shoulder. Extends up, extends her elbows and arms. Follows through the basket, points in the basket with her wrist, and releases her arm as the ball goes in. There you have it. So as we can see, Brent, Ricky, Steve, and Camila all have their own shooting stance. However, their shooting form is very similar. They all follow through the basket, pointing their wrist towards the basket and dropping their hands down once the ball is released through the net. By keeping the same routine every single time, it will result in a higher free throw percentage.